Fáilte, you're very welcome, all of you, to the class today. Thank you so much for coming. We're going to have a short 25-minute demo class using the Michel Thomas Method. I came across it first when I wanted to learn Spanish a few years ago, and I actually just found it so effective and so enjoyable, so relaxing. I thought we need to make this available for Irish. Now, there's a few principles behind the Michel Thomas Method, and one of the main ones is that you, the student, you relax. Right? No stress. Put down the pens, close the books, you just sit there. We do the work. Another principle, and actually just to tell you quickly how it works in practice, or even how we made the course, we were recorded in a recording studio over the course of 4 days. We had an English gentleman and an American lady in the studio with us, and we had to teach them over this 4 days.
And they had no prior language, knowledge of the language.
Absolutely, so they were absolute beginners. They did not have a word of Irish. I know we could have a mixture of abilities here or knowledge of Irish in the room with us today. Nonetheless, we have found out that the course, through the feedback we've got, is useful for both total beginners and even people who've learned some Irish in school, because it assumes no prior knowledge but takes a person right back to the start and builds it up from there. Okay?
It's like building a house. You start with a good foundation and then you can build any kind of a house. If you have the basic structure, then you can build it up.
Exactly,
from there.
Exactly. So in practice then, when the person gets the course, they become the third student. They're at home and they're listening to the two students practicing with myself and Eilís. We kind of rotated every second hour on the course. Do you want to start on it?
Yeah. So let's begin with a few commands. Maybe you can give me some examples in English of commands.
Get up.
Get up, good. Start, yeah.
Stop,
exactly. So let's begin, let's start. And the reason that we were starting with the commands in Irish is that the commands in Irish are the building blocks for the whole structure of the language. So if you want to form a past tense, future tense, present tense, where in another language you might use an infinitive, in Irish we're going to use the commands. So if we learn the commands first, then we have our main building block and we can go from there. So it's a good place to start. So why not start with some commands then? So for example, it's lunchtime. You might want to say eat. So the word for eat is e. E, that's it, e. And the word for it is a. A. So how would I say eat it? Good, very good. E, a. E, eat it, e. Simple. So you have your command and then you have your it. E. And the word, you might also want to drink something at lunchtime. So drink, the word for drink is ol. Ol, a nice long vowel at the start. Ol. So drink it would be? Ol a, good. Ol a. Now we're going to put the two of those together, and our little word, our joining word for and is agus. Agus. So eat it and drink it. Good. E agus ol a. Eat it and drink it. E agus ol a. Now what we want to drink, we might like to drink some tea. So the word for tea in Irish is very similar, just spelt a little bit different. It's tay. Tay, T-A-E. Tay. Tay. So drink tea would be? Good. Ol tay. So just make sure that first vowel is long. We have an accent or a fatha long. Ol a would be? Ol a is drink it and drink tea. Ol tay, good. Ol tay. And we like to eat something as well. We like our cake here, lots of nice cakes downstairs. The word for cake in Irish also begins with C. It's cóca. Cóca. Again, the first vowel is long. Cóca. Cóca. So how would I say eat cake? E was eat it. Now we're going to replace the it with cake. So what's the word for cake again? Begins with a C as well. Cóca, good. So eat cake.
So I missed the eat bit.
So what's the eat bit again? E is the eat. E. So exactly, cóca. Eat cake, cóca. And the word for tea was? Tay. And the word for drink? Ol, a nice long vowel. So drink tea. Ol tay, good. And our joining word, our and word was? August. Not no Angus cows in here. August. So eat cake and drink tea. Good. Cóca, good.
Agus.
Old.
Good.
Good. Cóca agus old té. Cóca agus old té. Good. So we want you to do it now, sharpish. The word for now is anish. Anish, sharpish. Do it sharpish. Anish. So drink tea now. Good. Old té anish. Old té anish. Drink tea now. Drink it again was? All A. And we want to say drink it now. Good, you've got all the words there, all, you've got A and anish. But here we have a little change, our structure changes a little bit. The A in this instance, the it goes to the end. So it's like drink now, it is our structure. So it's a bit different from the structure of the English language. So drink now, it. A, good. All anish A. All anish A. Drink now it. Eat it now. Eat now it. What's the word for eat?
Anish.
Good. Anish A. Anish A. Anish A. Okay.
There's a difference between the first, the eat, and the it, because to me it's
It's very short vowel, and then the A is a long vowel at the end. So
it sounds like a diphthong, A, but you know, is it E, A?
It's E with an accent, a father. A. So it's one letter with a father. A. So E with an accent, a long. The accent is father, and the word father means long, stretch it out long. So A. So A, short vowel, anish, A. That's it. Anish, A. And we have another command then. We want to do something or to make something. And the Danes, we think of the Danes are good at doing and making things. Dane. Do it. Dane A, or make it. Dane A, it's the same word. It's the same word for do or to make. Dane A, it's the same word for do and make. Dane A, for both of those. Make tea. Dane té. Make tea and drink it. Good. Dane té agus ole. Dane té agus ole. Yes, Emma. Lísha, sorry, Lísha. Come Lishka.
The fact that A comes at the end when we use anish, if I were to replace anish with te or kaka, would the A still come at the end of the sentence?
Very good question. So generally we put the time word to the end of the sentence.
Okay.
But the only time that we don't is when we have the A, that it.
Okay.
Yeah, so Dane and Ishe.
Okay.
So the A will come to the end. The A trumps the time. And one more, we're going to leave it and let Pat move on, but before we leave it, fog. It's like a foghorn, fog, to leave. Like think of a boat leaving, a foghorn, fog, leave. And leave it? Foggy. That's it, foggy. Okay.
Right, so let's keep going then. We'll do a few more, another command. We might want to tell somebody to stay there. The word for stay is fun. Fun. So if you think about having fun, you'd want to stay, wouldn't you? Kind of fun, right? Fun. And the word for there is unshin. Unshin. Now, it sounds like shin of your leg. Unshin. There. Okay? How do you say stay there? Fun and shin. That's good. What about stay there and drink tea? Can I ask you that? Very good. Fun and shin, agus old te. One more. Maybe Eilís this time. Now you want to say stay there and make cake.
Fun and shin, agus Dean? No.
Yes, who's always making things? Dane.
Dane Cocker.
Very good. Fun and shin, agus Dane Cocker. That's great. So we were able to boss people around. Happy days. Now what about if we want to tell somebody not to do something? We'll make a negative command. In English what we do then is we say, do not do it. Don't drink that. We bring in an extra verb there. In Irish it's even easier. we're just going to put a negative word in front of the command. Okay? And as it's negative, it also begins with an N. And that negative word is no. No. So do it is, how do you say do it? Dain. Do it? Dain a. Now, how would you say don't do it? Or
No, Dain a.
excellent. No dain a. Very good. So how would you say don't stay there?
No fan shin.
No fan and shin. Very good. We had eat it, which was a. Very good. Drink it. A. Good. How would you say don't eat it yourself? No, a. Good. Now, can you hear it's a little bit difficult there? We've two vowels coming together. No, a. No, a. What happens with Irish is we're going to put a soft H in front of I and O, just for the pronunciation. So can you try again? Don't drink it.
No. He.
Okay, no whole a.
Sorry, because I'm Italian, I can't do the H.
Oh my God! I picked the wrong person. Okay, Leisha, what about you? How would you say don't eat it? No, he. Good. Now, the word for now, which was, no, this is there. Anish. Okay, how do you say don't eat it?
No.
No, good. No, he. And now what about don't eat it now? Which is don't eat now it. Come on, that's it. No, he and
But there's a big but coming up. But we may not want to do everything. Okay, so for example, you might stay there, but don't eat it. So I'm going to make you stay in the room with the cake, but don't eat it. So we need the word for but is ach. It's like you're clearing your throat. Have a good old spit there. Ach. That's it. Ach. So stay there. Stay, good was fan, and then fan and shin. Good. Stay there, fan and shin. Eat it. Good. And then don't eat it. No, he. Very good. So stay there, but don't eat it. I'm going to ask the Italian in the room. Stay there, fan and shin, excellent. But is clear your throat. Is a bit of a that's it. Perfect. Very good. Yeah. Don't eat it. So we need the negative part, the negative word first, the end word. No. No, he. Good. No, he. Fan and shin, ach no, he.
Where's the H?
So it's you putting the H just in front of the word A. A is to eat, and it's no he. That's it. Stay there, but don't eat it. Fan and shin, ach no, he. So you're not allowed to eat the cake. So the word for cake again is coca, and a cake is the exact same. Coca. So we have no word for the indefinite article. So cake would be coca. A cake, coca. It's the exact same. Okay. So you'll have to know from the context whether it's cake, whether you're allowed to eat cake or a whole cake. A cake. So make a cake. Who's good at making and doing things? Dane. Coca. Again, the long vowel at the start. Dane coca. So make cake or make a cake. Dane coca. Make cake, but don't eat it. Leisha? Excellent. Dane coca, ach no he. Dane coca, ach no he. Make tea. Dane tea. Good. Dane tea. Make tea, but don't drink it.
No.
Good. Dane te ach na hole. Bit like ole. Na hole. Dane te ach na hole. Not much to celebrate if we're not allowed to drink our tea. Dane te ach na hole. Make a cake and leave it there. The word for leave again was? Like the fog, exactly, the fog horn of the ship leaving, fog. Leave it there. Leave there it. Yeah, fog on shin. And the little word for it was a, fog and shin a. So make a cake and leave it there. What's the little word for and? Agus. Gus. Think of Gus. Agus. Dain Cácha agus. Leave it there. Good. Fog and shinne. Dain Cácha agus fog on shinne. And we'll let Pat do the
Definitely are. Right. So we had a question, good question. We don't have a word for a. There's no a in Irish, but we have a word for the. The word for the is an, A-N. Okay? So cácha is a cake. How would you say the cake? An cácha. T is te, and the T? An te. How would you say eat the cake? Eat is it. The cake? I an cácha. I an cácha. Eat the cake. Now what about drink the tea? The word for the is an te. Ol an te. What about drink the tea but don't eat the cake? Okay, maybe let's try one person to try this out. Will you try that one? Drink the tea. Do it together. Team effort. Drink the tea but don't eat the cake. Drink the tea.
Ante.
No.
What? No. What was it? Cácha.
Very good, excellent. Olante ach nach hich an cácha. Yeah. So I think hopefully you've got a good taste of the Michel Thomas Method here today. I'm really sorry the class is so short. We were a bit constrained by time, and actually, can I just say, Fáilte Rivan, the missionary Tanga. Yeah, we have a broad range of abilities in the room.
We really tested.
Yeah. So just a couple of points to make about the Michel Thomas Method, and I presume you will have noticed these as we went through the class. There's a lot of repetition, and there's continuously building on words that went before, picking them up again and using them again and again and again. The second, and that really builds confidence for the learner. Okay. Now the second thing about it is, you will have noticed, we never gave you, or we shouldn't have anyways, the answer directly. So I will always ask the student, how do you say this? How do you say this? And the student has to try it. Maybe sometimes I'll have to take a step back and break it down a little bit more, but it's like a puzzle. It's like someone doing a crossword. They have to figure it out. And again, that really builds confidence for the person learning the language. Okay, yeah.
So, and the teacher, you might also notice that the teacher that here, we always repeat it, so that the last voice that you will hear if you listen to the CDs, and it's the last voice you'll always hear is the teacher, so you're always hearing the correct version. So that's what's being reinforced, because you will hear the students making their effort, and you'll probably make an effort at the same time at home when you're listening to this, and then you that will be reinforced with the correct version. So that's the last thing that you'll hear. And also from the teacher's point of view, it's really important that you have a deep understanding of the language and the structure of the language. We've put a lot of emphasis here on the structure. The vocab you can learn, you can go to a dictionary, you can find words, but you need to have the building blocks, you need to have the foundations down. If you have the foundations down, that done well, then you can build on that. So in order to do that, there are certain things you may have noticed that a certain order to things, so it's important for the teacher to know what to introduce, but also when to introduce it, and probably just as importantly, what not to introduce. So for example, things like we pick particular words, or we started with commands, because that's a fundamental building block. So there's a certain structure, a certain order, so that for the teacher you have to think about what you want to introduce as we go along as well.
That's it. So really hope you enjoyed the class today, and just so you know, the Michel Thomas Method is obviously available on their website. We also have our own website, which is called, you can see there, allaboutirish.ie, and we have a Facebook page. So we really love to get feedback, and just that this course we really wanted to get it out there, because this is an element of language learning with Irish which is really fundamental, and somebody to learn the structure of the language. As we already said, it's been useful for total beginners. Our feedback is total beginners, and even people who've already learned some Irish. Takes them right back to basics.
I suppose we wanted the emphasis on the learner, because we found this method so useful ourselves in learning other languages that we thought it would be great to have it available for Irish. And we are aware that this is only one way of learning a language, and also that there might be other people that that could do this course as well, but we thought somebody has to start somewhere. So this is a foundation course. We're welcoming feedback from all areas, all abilities, whether you're a language teacher, a language learner, or particularly those with an understanding of the language and of teaching Irish in particular. Would very much welcome any feedback, constructive feedback, of course, and help us move forward from this, because this is really both for us and for the learners. It's a building block. It's the foundation, and we think. We really do believe that this is a great asset to learning Irish, and both for the independent learner on their own, but also that somebody who's teaching Irish can point this out and can maybe, because learners often find, well, what I've often encountered teaching Irish for a long time is that people will say, well, where do I go after the class? If particularly with adult learners, and they come and maybe we've had visitors to the university or whatever, and they learn a little bit of Irish while they're there, and then they go off and they're on their own. They're going, what am I going to do now? So this is what the gap, I suppose, we're trying to bridge and trying to keep these people, because we're very passionate about the Irish language, about doing our bit to try and keep the Irish language alive, trying to do as much as we can. And this is, I suppose, is our contribution, and our desire and our hope here today would be that you can go out and spread the word that this is available, get people to use it, and definitely we would welcome any feedback, and anybody who wants to contribute and help us to develop this further would be most appreciative and most welcome to that. And we're also very grateful to you all for giving up your lunch break here today and coming in. So Gurmila Mahi, thank you very much.
Yeah.